Hello and welcome to Creative Vassal TV. I'm so excited to bring you this video because in this video, you get to see behind the scenes how we build our website. So part one is going to be how I create a wireframe in Photoshop CC. And then in part two, I show you how to add color and images onto the design. And then in part three, I'll be showing you how to take that design from Photoshop straight into WordPress. So we are going to have a fully functioning website at the end of these video series. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and see how we do it. Right, so the first thing I do is I sit down with the client and then we go through what is known as a design brief. And from that, we establish a web page layout. I've sketched the layout in my notebook. So we're going to dive right into Photoshop and design that layout. So let's start the document with dimensions of 1200 by 1448. Okay, so once we've done that, now what we need to do is to produce the layout. So I'm going to start here with where the logo is going to go. So this is not the final logo. It's just the placeholder text. And then on the right here, we have the navigation. And then these areas where the slide is going to go is just a shape. So to create that, I just go onto the shape tool, rectangle shape, and then I'll just draw the shape like that. Okay, so that's how I created all these shapes. So I'm just going to delete that. Right, so this is where the slide is going to go. This is where the sign up area is going to be. And then down here, this is where we have the latest recipes. And again, I've put the thumbnails using the shape tool. Now below here, I've just put some placeholder text, which I got from Lorem 2. So I'll just go to Lorem 2 here, and then I just copy the text from here and I pasted it below the thumbnail. Select the shape, hold the shift key, and then click on the text. And then what I did is I held down the Alt key to duplicate that, because obviously you don't want to be going through the whole process of creating the same shape and text over and over again. So to make it easier is you just drag that, so you can see we've duplicated that. So this is how I created the other 5 of them. So I'm going to delete that. Right, on the right here, again, I use the text tool. So I'll just come here to the text tool, and then, I just typed category, and then I also typed the category names. Below that, I drew a line using the line tool. So if I click here, you can see where the line tool is. So I click on the line tool, and then I just held down the shift key so I can have a straight line. Notice what happens if I leave the shift key. You can see the line goes all over the place. But if you hold down the shift key, it makes sure that you draw a straight line like that. Okay, again, I'm going to delete that. Right, and then on the bottom here, it's the same thing. You just added text, and this is the category text. And to differentiate the two, what I did was you just highlight the text and then select whether it's regular or bold. In this case, it's bold. And then I changed the size. Okay, so to add these social media icons, what I did is I went to a website called Flat Icons. So I'm just going to go to Flat Icons. And then I'm going to search for an email icon. So I'm just going to type in mail. And then in these results, I'm going to choose something that looks similar to what we have already. So I'm going to select this one because it's got rounded corners. So select that. So the file that we need is the PSD file. So I'm going to click on PSD, click on it, and then what happens? It's going to open in its new window. So once we've done that, all I need to do now is to click on that shape and then drag it onto the document that we're working on, and then you let go. Okay, right, so now I have to make sure it's the right size. So I'm going to zoom in by pressing Command plus like that, and then I'm going to hit Control T, and then just resize it. Now the reason why we hit Control T is because we need to make sure the proportions are right as we scale. Okay, press enter. So I think that's just about right. Now to make sure the distances between these icons is the same, what I do is I highlight all 4 of them, and then I come up here and then do a distribute vertical centers. No, it's the other one. I'm just going to press Ctrl Z to undo, and then highlight these 3 again. Right, so now they are all have the right spacing, and the button you need to click is called distribute horizontal centers. Okay, so that's looking good. Now finally, what you need to do is to make sure that all this information is on the right layers. Okay, so what I normally do is, because you can see right here on the right, everything is just all over the place. Okay, so we need to make sure everything is in the right layers. So I'm going to start here with the top. So I'm going to highlight the text and the menu navigation and hit Control G. So what happens now is those two are now in a group. So I'm just going to rename that to header. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the next shapes. Again, I'm going to hit a Control G. And then I'm going to call this main content. Okay, so this is how I create my wireframe in Photoshop CC. In the next video, I'll be showing you how I add the images and also the colors to come up with a complete design in Photoshop before we take that design into WordPress. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. If you like this tutorial, please leave your comment below. And also, if you'd like to follow along with the training, please go to creativeastro.tv and download the PSD file. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.